and in love and, still into each other. And he'd say things to me like, I'm going to keep you up all night and do all sorts of things to you. And I'd be like, oh, it sounds so nice. Whereas now it just feels like a threat.
Ba-da-boom, ba-da-bing. I'm obsessed. I'm thinking yes. And I'll never let you go 'cause you're the best. I'm obsessed. Forget the rest. I like you more and more and more the more I get.
Welcome to my podcast, Too Far, where we talk about gear that we've done that's had us cancelled, jokes that we really want to just offload here because it's a safe space, and talking about political correctness and how it's buggering us up. Now, my guest today, it's always a little funny at the start, isn't it? Like, I don't even know how old you are, JB Kairouz.
Yeah. No, I'm 25, Nikki, and it is lovely to meet you over Zoom. I'm a big fan.
I'm a fan of yours too, but it was funny because you kept popping up in my feed as a suggested post, and I'm like, who is this dude? And I laughed every time. I'm like, fuck, I need to follow him because he's very funny, and you're very naughty as well, which is why you're here today, because I thought that I was out there, but far out. If you're not on the news, you're not working hard enough. That's how you seem to roll.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's just not that I'm getting picked on a little bit here, but I think maybe my form of comedy doesn't brush too well with people at the Daily Mail or something like that.
The Daily Mail. The Daily Mail is just it's basically a formalised page for pink-haired trolls. That's what I've discovered. It's just angry women that just get it all out and act like they're journalists, even though they spell your fucking wrong and they don't check they don't fact check anything. If they see it on Instagram, they're like, it's gospel. Look at me winning over the Daily Mail. Like, they liked me for a bit. They used to, oh, look at Osborne empowered, wearing bikinis at 40, and here I am going to you moles. But no, I'm not picking on you at all. Like, you're, I love that you live your art. Like, there are comedians who, that they create their clean set for their show and off they go home and they live a good, clean life. Whereas you just live it and breathe it and rip it and rock it. Like, I've seen you out and about with the punters and you do not apologise. In fact, we're going to play a bit now from when you were, during the lockdowns, when you were predicting the cases.
A TikTok comedian who guessed daily COVID numbers has appeared in court, charged with inciting the crowd at an anti-lockdown rally last year. Jon-Bernard Kairouz admits that he broke lockdown restrictions, but says his speech at the rally was just a comedy act.
He rose to fame as TikTok guy mid-pandemic, beating the Premier to the punch.
There'll be 97 new cases tomorrow.
At 97 cases.
There'll be 65 new cases tomorrow.
65 cases.
There'll be 97 cases tomorrow.
97 cases of community transmission.
So how were you getting the case numbers?
So how it initially started was my brothers and I discovered this formula that everyone seemed to be using at New South Wales Health, and we kind of coined it the Kairouz probability theorem. So at the end of the day, it just came down to maths, and then we were able to, predict the numbers a few days in a row. Until we got into a bit of trouble for it.
That's funny. I remember that. That was when I first heard of you. I'm like, this guy's great. He's just taking the piss out of the whole thing. And that was a hard thing to do at the time because everyone was taking it very seriously. Very seriously.
It was. Yeah, a lot of heightened emotions. I mean, like, I know you said you were in Melbourne for a bit, so you would know the how crazy it got. But I mean, like,
I was at the
even
coalface.
Yeah, it went nuts.
Yeah. Do you know how many grandmas you killed by taking the piss?
I'd say about a handful. Yeah.
Yeah. You just kept killing them with jokes. How dare you joke? It was literally, if you took the piss out of the pandemic, it was like you were killing people. It was worse.
And I actually got COVID there for a bit in September, and it rocked me pretty hard. And I was getting flooded in the DMs like, yeah, this is what you get for taking the piss. It's like, oh, you can't even joke anymore.
No, they actually want you to die. That's what I find funny. These well-intentioned do-gooders, they want you to die. because then they're right. And that's what the internet's like. If people would rather someone die than them be wrong. It's crazy. Fuck, I'm hot. I'm in my Ralph Lauren, my Bush Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen my show yet, John?
I was gonna congratulate you on the show. Yes, I saw the pilot on 10. You were,
Excellent.
You're up there with a few people that got a pilot. I got to say, but I think you outshone them, Nikki. Like, I mean, you're up there with the Abby Chatfields. I don't know if you had much competition there, but you were looking good.
I know. I kind of won by default, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, I can't go too much into it because I still have to wear the network hat, which I hate. I'm so jealous of people like you and Isaac Butterfield and Sushi Mango because you're your own boss. Must be great waking up in the morning and not feeling accountable for anything you say to like a major network.
Yeah, no, I haven't had the chance to work with a network yet. I mean,
Well,
probably
don't wish it on
something in the
yourself.
works. But I don't think I'll get anything with with 10 or anything like that. But I mean, I think you're a bit more free when you can just be creative in yourself. You're not bound to like a brand. You know, I know you've got a handful of jokes that you've been cancelled for. But I think every time I work with a brand, they try and roll me back a bit on something I can say, or can you just change this or something like that, which is shit.
Yeah, it is, because then it's not funny anymore. They're like,
Exactly
we want
right.
someone really edgy, and then we're going to take the edge off them because we're paying them. It's just
Exactly
shit,
right.
mediocre advertising again. Except for Dingers. I don't know if you've seen any of my Dingers ads. But they were great because they just said, he's an Indian dude. He's hilarious. He's like, you just do you. You just do you. So I just do me. We nearly had a billboard campaign and it was a Dinger stole my baby. Like he was willing to print that on billboards.
Ballsy.
The billboards companies turned it down. They said that's highly offensive. We cannot print that. But we're like, no, it's funny. Dingers do catch babies anyway. Fuck, everything goes too far. But yeah, I've been cancelled a few times. Have you been cancelled for anything?
Not really. I think I made a couple of bad jokes on the old TikTok here and there, but I think when I went to that anti-lockdown protest, that real first one in July, I was kind of on the bad side of a few people, but that kind of died out a bit, and I mean I did get into trouble for it, but I think that's the only thing I've probably been cancelled for, but I think I've kind of shrugged that off.
Yeah, I think what happened during the pandemic stays in the pandemic. I reckon that should be the rule because it was such a polarising time in all of our lives where everyone was threatened in some way, shape or form. Like old, fragile people were afraid of the virus. Young artists were afraid of being destitute, not paying their rent, having no fucking food.
Yeah.
And the same with the tradies. And everyone had different views on it. And I don't think anyone should be judged by it. I was heavily judged by it because I was quite opinionated about the whole thing. Because
I mean, like for context, I was there, just doing like some content. Like I went first, like straight out of the pandemic. I went to Melbourne and went to the races and was just with the punters and stuff like that. In the general admission, everyone was pissed off their heads, but like I was really just at that protest, getting some interviews with the people there just to suss it out. And, obviously it was coming off the back of doing the numbers and everyone was kind of taking photos, and I eventually they kind of pushed me up to say something. I thought I said something funny. Turned out it wasn't too funny. It was...
what did you say? Because you had the megaphone, right?
Yeah,
and this is what put you in court. What did you say?
I just said, because I was doing the COVID numbers, so I said, I'm predicting that there's over 50,000 people here, but obviously I was wrong. There was only 3,500 according to Channel 9.
Yeah.
I just said I was predicting, and I said, everyone that's doing it tough, just know, all we want is it's a bit of freedom, just have a bit of fun. It was more of a G up really, but court's taking it a bit too seriously. Still waiting to hear what the outcome of that will be, but I guess we'll see.
It'll all be dropped. It's all falling over everywhere. You can't arrest people for going outside, for fuck's sake. My God. Anyway, we've become very pandemic heavy, haven't we? We're like reminiscing the good old days of anarchy. Ah!
Yeah.
I was an anarchist. I moved to Queensland.
Yeah, you got out of Dodge. But you've been living post-pandemic. Would it be weird to say that I subscribed to your OnlyFans? Is that too forward?
Did you?
No, I don't know if I should say it or not. I don't know. I've been watching from afar. I can say that.
Yeah. Well, I could say without being ashamed that, yeah, I'm not a slut on there, which is good. I reckon I'm the highest earning non-slapper. I shouldn't say slapper. It's like, that's all shamey, isn't it? You can't use those words anymore. It's the best way I could say that, there's no tacos or anything out. Like,
The thing is, the word slut is like, sluts call themselves sluts, but then you're not allowed to shame the sluts. It can't go two ways.
Fat.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. You can only call yourself fat. No one else can. Even
Strange
if it's
time
just
we're living in.
Yeah, you can't.
Can't be honest. Can't be honest
You
anymore.
can say anything but what's true.
Yeah,
anything.
exactly right.
I don't know if you saw me overnight. I can't believe you subscribed to my OnlyFans. All of a sudden I feel very conscious about, what have I posted? No, it's all good. It's hot. It's hot, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I said, I don't know your age. You said you're 40 plus, but you're doing well 40 plus, Nikki.
Tar. I like to, I don't know, I'm Benjamin fucking Button. I'm going backwards, so I don't know. I was a weird looking kid with a perm and wonky teeth and a lisp, and somehow things are turning out better in the later years. It's good. It gives you character.
100%.
And you can kind of enjoy it. It's almost good not having a great start in the looks department, because then you really relish it when things turn out all right for yourself.
And you can stick it to some people that, didn't want to go you in the early years.
Yeah, Carly Quapple.
Yeah.
I want to go you. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, no, I had I had the school captain and the football captain. And, all right, I had whoever I wanted, but I was still awkward. I had no tits and a lisp. Anyway, makes you interesting. See with the teeth all thindy. That's what I used to always say. What was I going to say? Fuck. I was going to segue somewhere else. Oh, do people send you, obviously when you were doing the numbers and all of that, and then you got Rona and people really stuck the knife in, do you get much trolling?
I mean, I reckon it's stopped heaps now, but every now and then I'll get a few DMs ripping in, or some comments here and there. Definitely go at the appearance when they can. But
really?
Apart from that, just big nosed wog or stuff like that, which I try and find some of the best ones and do like a mean tweets segment and put it on my socials, because some of them are actually creative and funny.
Yeah, and they are good
some
content.
will like call me out. Yeah, exactly right. So I saw you actually recently. You were naming and shaming the other day. Is that you like?
Yeah, last night. I was in a shitty mood yesterday, and they'd just kind of built up. And I do feel sorry for the poor bastards that send the ones that break the camel's back. You know what I mean? Because they're the ones that. Because there's been plenty of assholes who've said all sorts of nasty things. I've just block. But yeah, yesterday I'd had enough. I was in a bad mood. Had the Rona blues, and I was like, you know what? Bugger, I'm not wearing this. And they say, oh, you're a celebrity. You should, be the bigger person. I'm like, no. Bugger that. I don't wake up to like 15 PAs fanning my ego, making me feel all right. Like, I wake up, I'm making lunch boxes. I had the dog vomit this morning, which is why I was late. And then, I've got my husband just staring at me, going, have a shower and do your makeup. I don't wake up feeling like a celebrity. I wake up like everyone else. And then you wake up to, you're a loser. And it's like,
what did you do to deserve that? Yeah, very right. Where do you find it's worse? Instagram, Twitter? I mean, you're on TikTok now. You're pumping on TikTok.
Yeah, woo! I worked out the TikTok. My son actually helped me work out the TikTok. He's 14. He's like, Mum, have you not heard of hashtag for your page? I'm like, no. What does that mean? So he was helping me with all the hashtags, and all of a sudden I went from like 50 view to like millions. And I'm like, oh, that's a good trick. Yeah.
You got the kids working good.
But the meanest... Facebook, they're just unintelligent. Rah! Like, fuck you. You're a loser. I had one guy say to me yesterday, you're about as funny as a cancer scare. And that just came out of nowhere. Like, he doesn't follow me or anything. He just saw the trailer and just he just said, I hate Channel 10. It's all shit. All of it's shit. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, have you even watched the trailer? I don't need to because I know it's shit. You know, they're already critiquing something they haven't watched. And just laying in out loud to my face about something that I've busted my balls to create and make people smile. And I'm like, who does that? Who just randomly attacks people? So he thought he was clever, but I think the people on Instagram, because they have filters and do black and white posts and put frames on it, they're more patronising, but they don't realise that they're just making themselves look like bigger cunts, basically. So Instagram's probably the most spiteful. They're the meanest. I get a lot of backhanded ones as well, where they're acting like they're in on the joke, but they're actually being really cunty. And that's an Instagram thing. Yeah. Where do you find their assholes?
I reckon, I get more DMs on Instagram of like, you're a flog. And then I'd say TikTok is more volume of if you stuff up one little bit in a video or, it's just more volume. There's more people and you don't know who they are. It's anonymous or there's a different account. So I reckon
but you don't take them
TikTok.
Personally though. Yeah. They really lump on.
Yeah.
Because you don't really read the comments on TikTok. It's just all about the views and the traction and the
pretty
followers.
much.
Whereas Instagram, you read the comments because there's not as... Actually, you get a lot of engagement on your Instagram. I get less comments on Instagram. It's more on Facebook. But I really read the comments on Instagram. So if someone goes for the jugular, I read it. But TikTok, there's probably about 20,000 of them sitting there.
Yeah.
These horrendous comments. But I just see TikTok as like a scrum. Like you just get in there, chuck something out there, it gets chucked about, you get beaten about, and you come out the other side with some points. But yeah, you can't take it personally at all. Because most of them are like 12.
It builds the thick skin. It builds skin in the game.
Yeah, it does. It still doesn't stop you from having a dummy spit on Facebook and outing people though. but I'd never do that on TikTok because you can't have feelings on TikTok. No way. Imagine all the 13-year-old state school kids just lumping on me if I had a bit of a whinge about respect me. Oh my God. It's just,
Are you going to delve into the the TikTok dances? You know, or are you going to stick with the comedy? Because I mean, like you see, like we can try our hardest, Nikki, and put out work hard on a project, put it out into little parts, and some might do well, some might not. But then you get like some bimbo dancing, and she's getting millions of views. I kind of get jealous here and there. You don't get jealous?
But I save that bimbo stuff for OnlyFans, where I make lots of money.
There you go.
You've seen it. I
might have to look at that business model.
Yeah.
See how I go.
Get out the Kairouz. No, I know what you mean, but there's a point where there's like, I have this all the time. If you can't beat them, join them, and I still haven't joined them yet. I can't.
I hold out on that one. I reckon you're too talented to start dancing. Yeah, how are the dance moves? Do you hit the dance floor on
I'm amazing. I grew up watching Michael Jackson Laserdiscs, not even DVDs. We got sucked into Laserdiscs. You probably don't even know what they were.
I don't know. No, I'm at floppy disks. That's where I started, the ones that go on a computer.
Oh, right. Well, Laserdiscs were like giant CDs, and they were the first DVDs, but they were like giant, like record size.
Okay.
And that was the new thing. And my dad, who was a sucker for anything new, bought the whole system, and then it was redundant a year later because DVDs came out. So, yeah, we had these.
Bad investment.
Yeah. Well, he used to spend $200 on a tie too. They always saw him coming. But yeah, what were we saying? Yeah, it's sucked in and doing but no, because people like your true followers will they'll unfollow you because you're not being cool anymore. How do you monetize your comedy?
I mean, more so just through doing different brand stuff on socials now. Like, I mean, you get approached by like marketing agencies to do stuff with brands. So I've worked with like some aircon company recently, or like Budgie Smugglers recently. They do a little partnership with them.
Ad. That was clever. Where you went to try and open a bank account and a pair of Budgie Smugglers.
Yeah.
Was that your idea?
Yeah, definitely.
See, you're clever. Clever.
So I've done a few of those because like you don't want it to be flogging off a product like buy this Bondi Sands, tanning
and
product
get 20% off.
and use my code because that's I feel like I'm not an influencer. I'm more just like try to take the piss. So if I could do something with a brand that kind of fits what I do in terms of like going into a bank in just budgies, that's hilarious. Like I'll try and do that. So I've done a few more of those. Yeah, more of those are coming out. So yeah, I do those type of brand stuff if it works for me. But I still work full time, Nikki. Like I'm
What
working.
do you do?
I used to work in marketing at at an alcohol company. I won't name which one. Prominent alcohol company. I was in digital marketing, so like a lot of paid ads, and then obviously I started taking off a bit online, and then I got called into HR for some of my videos. So they kind of gave me a little tap on the shoulder. But I had left there more recently for a betting agency where I just do their organic content. Yeah, so more just posting for them. Yeah, they're called Pickle Bet. So they're like esports gambling and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I didn't know you were doing that, but it makes sense. When you said full-time job, I'm like, how does he do a full-time job and all the content you create? But no, you're in the lane of content creation already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
which helps. And I do like a lot of sporting stuff. I got a sports podcast as well, the B team. We've been getting like some footy players on as well because I have a background in, I used to play rugby league. So try to transition from not cutting it in rugby league to try and making it in comedy. So, it's been fun. I'm riding it. I'm riding the wave.
How far up the ranks did you make it in league?
I played in the under-20s competition. So I played for the Manly Seagulls and the West Tigers in the under-20s.
Oh, Manly.
Yeah.
Manly
stuck out
by
like
name.
Balls out in Manly. Yeah, I was probably the only Lebo in the team.
Only Lebo. Can you have Lebo stripes on a Manly jersey?
No,
I don't proud Lebo.
I don't know if they do the cedar red and green on the jersey, but yeah, they went through a bit on the that last week.
Oh yeah, and I saw you tackled it in the best possible way. You didn't show an opinion; you just took the piss because you said that they're playing the Roosters. So get your bets on.
Exactly right.
But was that a paid post, or was that for your employer, or was that the gag?
No, that was just me. I thought like no one's going to touch it because you saw a lot of these rugby league pages. They just wanted to tiptoe around it. I was like, if no one's going to say anything, I'll chuck something up. And then I just said, Roosters are going to win 13 plus. But then I thought even better to that, I got to interview John Hopewadi.
I saw that. He took the piss. Yeah, finger.
And he was a great sport about it too. So I feel like I know the roles of a comedian nowadays is like everyone, and I don't want to pick on Abby Chatfield because she's had a bit of a back and forth with my grandmother, but everyone feels like they've...
That's another way I saw you. I kept getting tagged in that post. Yep.
Everyone feels like they need to have an opinion and, this way is the right way of thinking, whereas like I think me and you or comedians in general just seems like let's just take the piss out of something and we don't actually need to tell people how to think.
No, because they can do that themselves.
Exactly.
We just want to make them laugh and diffuse the situation, not go and pour gasoline on it and hope that we're on the cover of something the next day, even though it really seems to work for some people. But, who funds your court cases?
Who funds them? Myself. I mean, I think I've been a bit lucky because I've been in the media a little bit, so I don't have to fork out too much money. The lawyers are pretty friendly towards me, but just myself. I'm not going to lean on anyone or any following or anything like that. But I might look into the OnlyFans route. Like I'm going to keep that an option.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm sure you've got so many female followers. Surely you're like 95% male because you got League and you got your edgy comedy.
Yeah,
95%
I think there's like
dudes.
It's like there's like maybe a 10% females. I think the budgies stuff is starting to push the female following up a little bit.
Their
but
attention.
it's pushing the homosexual following up a fair bit. I'm getting a lot of requests in the DMs to like start OnlyFans or send feet pics and stuff. I'll think about it.
Oh look, there's a lot of money to be made if you can get your feet and your fellas out. Or maybe you should just, you're a comedian. It can always be funny. That's the beauty of it. And you know what was really funny? Because my mum knows all about it. She's like, no, definitely do it. Save the koalas and then make some money. Pay your tax bill. This is my mum. And then last week, my bank froze my account.
No.
Because they thought I was doing sex work.
Sex work to get your account frozen?
Yes.
Shit.
I didn't know this was a thing. And so I got a very
Big
awkward
banks.
phone call from the bank manager because he goes,
So is there's someone at the bank monitoring your OnlyFans account and going, okay, that's
was
sex work,
because I
we'll
was
freeze her account.
I was opening a business account because it's overseas income. I had to be really careful with it, and also with the charity division as well. I had to be really clear cut with what's going where, because I don't want to end up like that woman who was crowdfunding for cancer and went and bought a place in New York or whatever. And yeah, you got to be careful. And then it was nearly set up, but it was there. It existed. So I moved all my money into there, and then I couldn't get anything out. And then I messaged the bank, and they went, oh, and no one could tell me why. They're all really funny about it. Then I get this text from the bank manager going, yep, they've mistaken you for a sex worker. I've explained that you're not. And the funniest thing is that I hosted their Christmas shindig as well. So all these people know me. It's really
Jeez.
awkward. I'm like, there's no tacos. There's nothing rude at all. And he's like, I know, which means he's probably subscribed.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say that the water cooler conversations around the bank would have been, have you seen Nikki's...
how am I meant to go to the fucking bank now? Like, and then I told my mum, and my mum, she's just like, ooh, how am I going to tell the girls about this at the cappuccino walk? Oh, it's just so weird because I'm such a straighty 180 on so many levels. And then this has come up. It's just very confronting. And I got the phone call while I was making claymation with the kids. So here I am making clay turtles. And then
appropriate.
Yeah.
That's big banks for you. You don't know. It's not always your money they can freeze. Maybe you got to look into crypto, Nikki. Have you looked in or maybe out of your realm?
I'm looking into NFTs.
Okay, yeah.
I want to mint something in the NFT world. But it's funny that banks have morals. It's like they're the last person to have morals, and they're being all judgy. Should get Chatfield
it's like
on
with
that.
the budgie smugglers thing. It's like I walked in,
Banks.
Why can't I withdraw my cash just wearing budgie smugglers in a bank? What's the why do I need to put some clothes on?
I know, why not? It's ridiculous.
It's my money.
It is your money.
Exactly right.
And that's how I felt. Like, this is my money. And these are the same people who denied me a loan because I wasn't making enough. And then all of a sudden it starts coming in, and they're like, nah, you can't have that. We don't want you having anything. They really did not want me to have any money. Cunts. Anyway. It's been a lot. OnlyFans is you can't write OnlyFans on anything.
Now you have to write OF. You got to be discreet about it.
Yeah, you got to be really discreet. I didn't know that because I'm like, hey, I'm going to save the koalas on my OnlyFans. And all of a sudden I'm just getting like shadow banned, blocked everywhere. I'm like, what is going on? And then my management and I spent $100 on this big press release thing that you put it in, and they took the money, but they said, oh no, we can't send this out. I'm like, can you not put anything into context? Like, look what I'm doing. It's so, and it's just weird going through it. All of a sudden, I'm that chick. I'm going to be the one that people are going to make arsehole jokes about, even though no one sees my arsehole. No one wants to see my arsehole.
No,
I said, Roni, you really don't want to see my arsehole.
Yeah, you've done it in a real good way. And how's the reception been like from more so like family members and stuff? It's all like all in good fun.
Well, yeah. Everyone thinks it's hilarious. All my girlfriends who are all mums, they're all like, oh, we should do one for our toes and call it toe nuts or something, and we should do this. We should raise money for the care team at school. Oh, the girls are all like for it because they're like, yeah, you're in charge of your own money and your own content, your own everything. I'm basically just churning out like a Sports Illustrated calendar as you would have seen. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking it old school, like the Christy Brinkley, Elle Macpherson days. I'm trying to make, because no one does that anymore.
Hey, bring it back.
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah,
you know, the sexy supermodel icon thing. I'm doing it, but not supermodel-y, but I'm doing my best.
No, you're ticking. It's fun to see, and like I remember first coming across you when you got canned for that joke that you made on the morning show.
Oh,
and I've seen your stuff before then, but I mean, like that's when I was like, okay, yeah, no, I've seen Nikki a fair bit. What was the backlash to that? Did you actually get fired?
I did. What did I say? You don't look at the turkey when you're stuffing it, because we were referring to it was, do women look hotter in pajamas, onesies, or do they look hotter in lingerie? And apparently guys said, oh, we prefer just pajamas. Oh, bugger off.
Yeah. Which survey? Who are they? Which men are they surveying?
Gay ones.
Yeah, you'd have to see, you'd think.
Yes, please put it away, ladies. But yeah, and the awkward thing about that is my agent looked after Kruger as well at the same time, and she literally was texting me and spewing out all the reason why, and then she stopped. So I have a feeling Kruger got me fired. I think because she cut me off the week before. She cut the satellite, and it was all ha ha ha. But I just don't think she liked that I was making the jokes, because I think Kruger's had to really go tame to stay, you know, the network darling. And I think
you're better than that, Sonia. Take a joke, love.
I know, come on, because she always used to do it. So I think it hit a nerve. She's like, she's doing what I used to do. Fuck her off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been fired for a few things. I've got this joke that I want to post on the socials right now to flog my show Too Far, which is about going too far, which is what I do in the show. And it's true to brand, but it's hard to promote that on the socials because people aren't ready for jokes that are too far. But I think I see it. Okay, I'll run it by.
Yeah,
so
please.
I just run through all the different Barbies that there should be, like Marley Barbie, Noosa Barbie, all the Barbies. And then I say, what about Backpacker Barbie? No, she'll just go missing. Then I'm like, no, it could be like a collectibles edition where you get different body parts in different stores, you know, and put it all back together again. See, now you're laughing. And when I tell it on stage, everyone, oh, ha, 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 because I've got permission from them. But can I post that on Instagram as a bit? Or will
100%.
will I be, because after my Weinstein meme, I'm terrified of anything because, well, people just say, oh, she's joking about rape and murder. And it's like, well, yeah, I am, but
in a clever way, though. It's like, and we know it's a joke, so no, I back that. I reckon that's a good TikTok bit too. Get that up on TikTok.
Oh, TikTok, love it. The darker and the shorter, the better.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, like a little.
No, that's hilarious. Put it up.
Oh, well, I'll blame you if I get backlash over that. And it's not even the worst stuff. I get into German stuff and we go all over the place. But do
you run by your stuff? Like, because I've got into the habit now of, like, if I know I'm putting something up really edgy, like I had a monkeypox bit when that monkeypox first started gaining a bit of traction.
Yeah.
And I was going to do like a New South Wales health update, you know, the press conference and the banner behind the New South Wales Health. And just saying, look, you know, because Kerry Chant came out and said that, you know, monkeypox is mainly affecting gay men.
The gay community,
and men that have sex with men, because they're two different things. So I played that clip.
Keep up. Yes. Yep.
And of her saying that, and then I'd go to me in the press conference and I'd say, we want to get on the front foot with this one. We're going to announce a few more restrictions. We're going to put a ban on any places that serve brunch. And then, I was just going into it. Any nightclubs that serve fruity cocktails. And then I was going to say something, and we're going to lock down Oxford Street for 14 days or something like that.
Yeah.
And I passed it around to a couple of people. I always bounced some stuff off my brothers as well. And they'll be like, look, you don't need to put this one out. You know,
that's what they say. You don't need this one.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I've learned that because, like in the first couple of months of me doing stuff like this, I would have been like, no, I want to get it out. I've got to get it out while it's hot, But now it's more like, do I need it? Do I need the Daily Mail article and being labelled a homophobe or something like that?
I know, because it'll get twisted. It'll get twisted
Exactly.
so fast. Well, I had something twisted real fast. It was just a comment. It was when Celeste Barber had posted a picture of Tammy Hembrow. Do you know who all these people are? Yes.
Yeah. Celeste had a go at me actually one time on
did
Twitter.
she?
So I'm familiar with Celeste. Yeah.
Right.
I think she's one of the funniest women on the planet, Celeste.
Well, she certainly found a good shtick. It's bulletproof.
Isn't
and
it?
I see
Just
her
like
fall
do
back
things
on
in
it.
an
She's like,
unattractive way.
Yeah. I'll just take the piss out of the hot chick. I'll do it in my granny undies and boom, millions more followers. It's genius. It's annoying, but it's genius. It's just hard when people find that lane. You're like, fuck, what's my easy lane? What's my easy lane? OnlyFans. But then, okay, so she posted a picture of Tammy Hembrow, who is a fitness influencer, also she's got her own business. She's killing it. And I must admit, when I first saw Tammy Hembrow, I was like, oh, what? She's like our most followed person and she's just showing her ass. I'm fucking hell. And then I pulled myself up. I'm like, no, Nikki, that's bitchy. And then I followed her. I still follow her because I'm really impressed with what she's achieved. I don't follow her for her ass. I follow her because I'm like, fuck, you go, girl. Woohoo. But then, Celeste shared a photo of Tammy a week after she'd had her third child and she looked like Barbie. And Celeste said, this is dangerous for women to see this. And then it all blew up. And I commented on Tammy's page.
Yeah.
Because she was just true to brand. She's all about making women aspire to be their best. And Celeste makes women feel
Comfortable.
She encourages people to feel their best with who they are. So they're both doing good things. But I thought it was really unfair that Celeste put Tammy in front of her audience, because that's not her audience at all, and then kind of shamed her for being proud of what she's achieved, which for her audience is like, wow, you go, girl, you're fit and all of that. Anyway, I commented and I said, it's a bit unfair that Celeste has, kind of shamed you for being fit when we know that's what you do. I find what's dangerous is glorifying obesity. I find that's dangerous. Straight away, some woman said, how dare you call Celeste Barber obese? And I'm like, wait, what? And then she's going on and on. Then they're lumping on. They're going, how dare you fat shame Celeste Barber? I'm like, when did I say that she's obese? That I said that glorifying obesity is dangerous, because it is. Ask any doctor. Mm-hmm. But straight away, they've interpreted that I am saying that Celeste glorifies obesity by being obese. Fuck me. No, I like Celeste. She's funny. Oh, my God.
Things get twisted. Yeah,
and they're like,
be careful.
I always thought you were funny, but you're just mean. You're a mean bitch. And they're all, and I'm trying to explain it, but they're blocking me. So I can't even explain it. So I'm just, delete the comment. Again, and Jeremy said to me, that's my husband, he goes, did you really need to weigh in? Did you have to do that? Like, we just lost an hour of our Sunday to you angry thumbing your phone. And I'm like, yeah. Because it can ruin your weekend. Because you get caught. Yeah.
I feel like, I'll catch myself doing that, or like commenting on someone and be like, you know what, I don't need the headache or something like that. So I'll leave it.
You pull yourself up.
Or I'll get sent. People will send me now, like, a Celeste Barber type post that's shaming a fitness woman or something to torture or like, say something, make a video on this and be like, I might just wait till I think of something funny and not force it,
Yeah, I know. You don't want to be that horrible person that just jumps on, just lumps on. I hate that. There's a real culture of that too, and they're calling it girl power. And I don't think it's girl power at all. I think it's quite bullying-ish, having been bullied by the girl power club. I'm like, wait, what? No, they just do it for relevance. That's all they're doing it for. They literally watch the news and they go, oh, that's a topic I could leverage from. On I get with my opinion. And I'm like, oh, God. Whereas, we sit back and think, is there a joke here? Is there something
Exactly
funny we
right.
can do here that can kind of dissolve and resolve the situation? Yeah. And you see them doing it. And they do so well out of it. And that's why when you say, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I could get really fired up about the Manly Seagulls jersey. But then I don't want to. Because it's not clever. It's just virtue signaling for profit. And I can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the old virtual signaling, but I think the sushi manga guys or people that were really like banging out the content, during all of like the last 2 years lockdown, is like you had to be really reactive to stuff that was in the news, because that's all we were seeing was the news.
Well, that's
and
all
these
there
updates.
was, exactly.
Exactly right. So
They
like,
did a
even
great
like
job of it, though, I must say, because
100%.
they never put their opinion across ever. You could tell what it was, but
Yeah.
they never said it, and they kept it. They just kept throwing questions out there. They did it so brilliantly. Actually, they're coming on next. They're coming on this podcast next.
Awesome.
But yeah, they're super talented. That they've mastered the art of, questioning everything without being pigeonholed left, right, vax, no vax, whatever. There's always two sides now, apparently. There's no grey area.
It's always two. And they had that ninja COVID recently. Did you cop the ninja one?
I'm pretty sure I got the ninja, but only because
How's the reflexes?
it sneaks up on you in the middle of the night, beats the shit out of you. And yeah, my reflexes, bit slow. I knew I was coming down with it, but I had to keep going and get things done. And then it just hit me so hard. And I know I had people that hoped I would die because I was all about keep everything open and, it's just a virus. Yes, it is just a virus. Fuck, it gives you a hard time though, I must say.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
It's no cold. No. I lost more weight with that than I did in the jungle, which is saying something. I shat more too.
Yeah, no. It rocked me pretty hard. I mean, you know who got it twice recently? I don't know if it was Ninja. Joe Biden's copped it twice in like 2 weeks. I don't know if that's even possible.
I reckon he's just having mini strokes and he's passing it off as COVID. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that he's fully cognitant anymore. Like, you just seem to his speech and like babble through it. And yeah. Who did
He
the
looks like he's
post?
struggling.
He's what, 78 or something?
Yeah, I
Most
think they
people
just
are
got to
in
keep him
homes
out of
by then.
sight. They're like, he's self-isolating in the White House. Just keep him in the bunker and don't let him say anything or appear on live television.
He's pretty much evidence that the president isn't running shit. He's being run by a bunch of corporations. And they're like, we don't want anyone who tries to do anything. We need a proper puppet. And they're like, let's grab this old dude. We'll just wheel him out. Like, is he even alive, really? Like, they wheel him around and peddle their agenda and he just turns up because he looks friendly. He's got 2 nice German Shepherds. Yeah. Hey, I've got a game to play. I've given you no time at all to think about it. And we may or may not use this because it may not work. I want to play a game where you say something that represents being Australian, but it's kind of a bit of a roast, but you're proud of it, but it's a roast. For example, being Australian means closing the borders to people down south and calling it a moral victory. There's an example.
Okay. Being Australian. But so I'm proud of it, but it's like a part of the fabric.
Roast. Yes.
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
I know I've really put you on the spot. I know.
No, because I'll try and think of something. I don't know. I actually love being Australian. I think we live in the best country in the world, even after the last 2 years. But I would say being Australian is still getting sprayed by rednecks in Brisbane, but you love to see it because it's state of origin.
Hey, I thought you'd go state of origin.
Yeah, exactly. I went to Brisbane for Game 3, and I've never been more abused in person in my life. Like, I go out in Sydney here and there, and, you know, I'll get people come up to me, say hello, because I'm online and stuff, and I won't get any trolls in person. Usually, like, I reckon I've been approached by 3 people who have tried to spray me in person, and they've consistently been fat women. Like, fat women with, like, you know, the odd pink hair in that.
Yeah.
But very, very minimal, like, it doesn't happen often of people coming up to me in person. It's more online. But in Brisbane, just because I was wearing a Blues jersey and also having, you know, a bit of a presence online, I was getting buried. Like, just walking up Caxton Street, being at the game, being at the stadium, just, you know, go back home. But it was hilarious. Like, you love it.
But none of them were aggressive, were they?
Not to the point of like let's brawl, but it was more just like it was in the spirit. Like it's awesome.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Well, that's state of origin. That's when you're allowed to call people cunts in the street, and it's an Aussie patriotic, proud moment. Yes.
And I actually understood what it means to be like Queenslanders, because I thought, you know, this day and age everyone's kind of similar. Like New South Wales fans, they don't really care if we win or lose, but Queenslanders are a different breed. They get that rap of like, you know, like the Lebos, you know, they marry their cousins and, you know, everyone's related. But I've
never heard that. I saw that on your post going on about Queenslanders marrying each other.
Yeah, it's a rugby league thing. That it's like, oh, you know, they're like some Queenslanders are like incestual or something. I think it's just different or something like that. But they're just a fired up fan base. They'll die for Queensland, which is you don't see that often.
No, and that's partly why we moved up here during the pandemic, because they take no nonsense. Like, it's basically Texas in thongs.
Yeah, it's Australian Texas.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I could say I love Queenslanders because they're willing to shoot New South Walesmen at the border. I don't know. That's not the right thing to say. But, no, there's something about Queensland. There's something in the blood and in the water up here where, they're willing. I think they'll never tap out. They're willing to do whatever it takes to back their own. And it's the worst and the best part about Queenslanders is they could be really parochial and backwards, but they have got your back. They will have your back. Well, that game didn't really work because I totally threw it on you, and I've forgotten all the things I was going to say as well. Great game, Nikki.
I thought we did okay. I think we salvaged it a bit there.
Oh. Fuck off, Dave. Fuck off, Dave. He worked in radio for years, and now he's producing podcasts. That's the level we're dealing with this producer.
That game was shit.
It was a shit game. It's good if you're prepared. And I've totally blanked as well. I had all these things I was going to say, and I've totally blanked.
Well, I mean, it is our first time meeting each other in person.
I know.
It's like speed dating.
And you've been laying on the floor the whole time.
I know. It looks like that way. I know. It's just I told you, it's ethnic tiles, you know. But, I think we follow some of the same people on social in terms of like comedians. Who do you kind of get around the most on Instagram, apart from Celeste Barber, obviously?
No, I don't actually follow her because she's a threat. I can't follow a threat. I'll get angry. I'll like just fill myself with self-hatred every day. Fuck, she's doing so well. Fuck, you loser. And then my trolls are right, you know, because I am a loser. Yeah. No, you can't follow people that are a competition. Can't do that. No, it's not healthy.
I don't know. Doesn't it like fire you to
sometimes
keep you going?
I do have a few fuck you people that I follow. You know, people that you respect, but fuck you for being further ahead than me. I think that you've got to follow those people because they do keep you going. Who's a fuck you person that I have? Who's one of my fuck you people? It used to be Kitty, actually, but we're really good friends.
Kitty,
but
funny,
Kinney, Troy Kinney.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, for a while there, it was my fuck you person because I was on all these sketch shows and we got on great, but at the same time, I was still always just the talent in his show. Fuck you. I'm gonna get my own. Fuck you. So I'd follow me to have so much success, and all his things would go viral, and because it's got his branding on it, I got no followers from him. Fuck you. I'm gonna get my own show. I'm gonna write my own shit. Because it was so easy to just call me the Rose Job Girl. I don't know if you've seen that sketch. That's
Yeah,
gone
I actually saw it recently, the Rose Job, which was hilarious.
Gary Oldman sent it to my director friend. And then
Gary
J-Lo,
Oldman, the actor?
Gary Oldman, yeah. He's like, he showed me his phone. He's like, look who just sent me you giving a Rose a blowjob. J-Lo sent it to one of my agent friends in LA. Like, it's gone stupid. And he's done very well from that. Fuck you. But no, I love him. And I'm going to keep working with him because we both were angry, bitter comedians. And they work well together. Who else do I love? I love Catherine Ryan over in the UK. She's probably, do you know Catherine Ryan?
I think I heard of her. I don't follow her, but I think I know of her, yeah.
She's Canadian based in the UK. She's super sharp. And it hurts me to follow her because I see her, I'm like, God, you're good. When people are just so good, they're so good and it hurts. Again, you wake up and you're like, I'm never going to be that good. And you're like, just work harder on it. No, because then I have to go through all the shit that involves all the shit jokes in between. Yeah, I should work harder. Who do you love?
I follow like a lot of like not a lot of comics, like stand-up comics, but a lot of like digital like creators or TikTokers that have kind of taken. There's a guy that Shaq TV. He does like a lot of just like character work.
What's his name?
He's
Sorry,
pretty funny. Shaq TV. He plays like these different like Aussie type characters. I mean, the super wogs of the world are good. They don't post as frequently as they used to, but like I used to watch them when I was growing up heaps. Like they're getting a Netflix show, so you can say I'm kind of like fuck you watching now.
See, I love that.
Actually, I don't follow Auntie Donna. Do you know Auntie Donna, the sketch guys?
Yes, I do. They're the people that you always assume won't be funny because they're like a tripod act. They do songs, but they're so funny.
They're hilarious.
And they go for it. Have you seen their real estate
the real
one
estate
recently?
one was hilarious. I'm a cunt.
It's
that one,
so good. I'm a cunt. And it's gone viral amongst all the real estate agents because they just own it. Yeah. Come and have a look at this newly clad kitchen. And I'm a cunt. Yeah. It's a good one.
I see that, and I think that's what got me to follow him more recently. But I've seen, because I was in a sketch show before I was doing like my own page. It's called The Forecast, and we were doing like some live shows, and that's how I kind of started in comedy. But these guys are like the standard. But I get that as well. It's like you watch them, and you're like, fuck, I want to get to here. Like, how do I get there? I got to go through all this shit to get
you
there.
know,
So
there's
like
and you're young still. Like I'm 40 something, and I'm like, oh God, I have to do it so much faster.
Yeah,
I have to,
but you know, like Ricky Gervais he did The Office really late. You know, he took off in his later years.
Yeah,
so I mean, there's no like time limit on it, and like you're all over the place now. I don't know, I've seen you more than I've ever seen you. I mean, Channel 10, OnlyFans, and like yeah, it's all coming out now, Nikki. But I mean, yeah, it's like with social media now, you can do whatever you want.
You can, but it's the best thing and the worst thing ever. And it's interesting, you say you don't really follow stand-ups because I'm in this weird world where I'm crossing over from the traditional, you know, I used to go for the Holy Grail where I followed all the stand-ups and I did all the gala shows and I did all the festivals, and I found it, like, it made me really funny, but it was fiscally unrewarding.
Yeah.
And also, you just don't get any followers. Like, you see some of the best stand-ups in Oz and no one follows them. And I'm like, what? That's what blows my mind. But then they get all the good jobs on radio and in TV and everything. I'm like, this is weird. But then you see not resurgence, but all these people coming out with just creating their own brand, doing their own shows online, and now they're the ones who are starting to get picked up. And I'm in between going, I don't know, am I old school or am I new school? What school am I in? Like, am I?
Adapt. You got to adapt with the times, I think. Like,
It's
that
hard.
the stand-up scene in general, at least in Australia, I know it's like still popping in the US and even the UK, but like stand-up scene here, you've been to an open mic in Sydney, it's like walking into an AA meeting of lefties.
I know, but that's what Victoria's become as well. Yeah, it has. It's become like almost a soapbox stage for the left and the God's Awkward Squad. But
Yeah.
no, I know what you mean. It's like the weirder and more beaten up you are, the easier it is once you get up on the stage. Because
I eventually want to do like get an hour, right? But I mean, I don't do stand-up nearly enough to do it.
No, you could do it. First time I ever did stand up was an hour. I said, fuck it, I'll just do an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did.
I've been to like heaps of open mics and, test material out here and there, but like it's too hard to like with all that I'm doing at work and putting out videos, it's like I got to find time to do it. But I think
but
there's
you
still
don't have kids, John. I did
Yeah,
it with
true.
kids and a mortgage. You could do it. You could do it. But you don't have to, because you don't have to do stand-up anymore. You can just have your own online channel and you do better than the networks. You get more viewers than the network. And that was the advice I got recently.
Really?
I said, so what's going to happen with my series? What's going to happen? And they're like, we don't know yet, but the advice would be build your own channel. I'm like,
Okay.
bloody hell, there's no holy grail anymore. When I saw Neighbours die, I saw TV die, and I went, it got me. I had a rough weekend.
Well, you think, Nikki, like, what's TV nowadays? It's
I
Married at
know.
First Sight, and it's
It's all
reality
reality.
TV. Yeah, it's all reality. I mean, would you jump on a Married at First Sight, or I mean, you're already married. What about like a
Divorced
like a Love Island or something?
I'll ask my husband. I'll see if I can get a hall pass so I can have my 15 minutes so I
Yeah.
can get my followers so I can just cash in on OnlyFans.
But that's all that people are watching nowadays. It's not really like, there's no Rove on TV anymore. There's no I mean, no one watches the fucking Project, but like
Not. But
there's nothing entertaining on television. I think it's like everyone's on their phones, everyone's on TikTok, and yeah, it's like create your own
know.
channel.
I know, but it's been really hard for someone of my vintage watching that happen. Like, I was at Channel 9 Studios when they closed down. And I was like, oh, and that really hurt because that was like the glory days, rattling around the studios and the corridors, and there's like Bert Newton pictures everywhere. And that was always my dream, was to be on Neighbours and then go over to the UK and be a pop star. No, I can't sing. I can, but but then to see it end, and then it's really hard for people of my age to go, wait, it's dead. TV is dead. But at least we've got Netflix though. So right now, you can do a Netflix special. It's kind of the new TV. It's like, yes, I could have a Netflix special. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird. There's no ultimate anymore.
Well, I think if Hannah Gatsby can get a Netflix special, you should have no problems, Nikki. Like, I've seen some of your material. You should be able to knock a Netflix special out of the park. But maybe TV will have a resurgence where they realise, like, okay, we can't just keep putting out shit that no one's watching. Let's go and actually get some talented people and give them free reign to make a show.
Well, I felt like they did that with the Bush Blonde versus the World, and they don't know what to do with it because they're like, oh no, we've got an entertaining show. No. Yeah. They're panicking. They are panicking because it doesn't fit their mould. Yeah. But maybe there will be a resurgence of TV and a centralised entertainment hub because people will be there's so much disparity. There's so many people on different platforms. I think we need to unite on one where there is interaction. I think you have to have that as a nation, I think. Otherwise, we're all lost. I don't know.
I know. We're all divided. No, I think you're right. And I think it's turning. Like, I think, everyone's kind of like, as much as there's like, everyone going at each other in the comments and all this, wear this jersey or not. Like, people can still take the piss and have a joke. And like, you getting an opportunity to do a pilot is like, to be honest, I think I messaged you the other day. I was like, you're fighting the good fight. Like, because your stuff, like I said, it's edgy, it's funny, and it's kind of resonates with the stuff that I do, and it's like, that's still attainable for people like us.
Yes, it is. But then what? That's the thing. Then what? I don't know. I've told Channel 10 you need to put on Paramount Plus, then you need to flick on the switch in the States and make my character an export. And then, roam around as
You could be the next Paul Hogan type.
Yeah, unbugger Texas, unbugger New York, unbugger Biden, just travel, unbugger Bali. These are all the things I want to do with the show.
That'd be awesome.
I want it to be an export because I want to take the Aussie voice as a character and take it internationally. So we've got that again because we don't really have that at the moment, I don't think.
And you'd be filled with
Jokes.
material around the world now. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it'd be funny. But, yeah, I feel like, okay, all right, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
How can we end on a high note? I'm trying to think. How can we end on a high note, John? How do we do it? Do you have anything you need to flog at the moment?
No, I mean, just follow along on TikTok, Instagram, at Jon-Bernard K. And I got the B Team podcast where we talk all things, comedy, rugby league, is have a laugh. But that's at the B Team. But no, I wish we could have done this in person, but I know. If you're ever in Sydney, or if I'm ever in the sunny coast, we'll try and come up with a rose job type sketch and try and go viral together.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can catch each other's virals. We can go off. That'd be great. Me and a younger man doing the virals. Yeah, awesome. So, to anyone listening, follow Jon Kairouz. Jon-Bernard Kairouz.
Yeah, you got it. That's great for
For a
someone
non-wog.
Exactly, yeah.
For a Queenslander.
You've done that well.
So, thank you very much for coming on my podcast. It's been lovely getting to know you. If it was a Tinder date, I'd give it 9 hearts. You've been
10.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. No, thank you. Same to
I
you.
can't give you 10 first up. You can't give it all away on the first date.
No, I understand that. And plus, you're married as well, so
I am until I go on Love Island. Yeah. Well, thanks, John. You've been a sport. Get off your
worries.
floor.
Thanks for having me, Nikki. I will. Take it easy.
Right. Bye.
See ya.
Ba-da-boom, ba-da-bing.